Top of the morning, family. It's your girl Tina. Welcome back. All right, we here with another video, and in this video today, I'm going to be talking about various things. Can somebody tell him thank you? Let's get it. All right, first up, this Adornit recipe stamp club. When I say these people have frustrated me, when I say this is some buffoonery, when I say that I'm just not pleased, yeah, take me at my word. All right, so let's talk about it. Diana Markham, for those of you who do not know or is not aware of her, she is an amazing illustrator. And she put out a series of red rubber stamps back in the 90s, the early 90s, of recipes, different recipe stamps. Her own illustrations, her recipes, and they are coming back on the scene, right? So she has, because, let me say this before I get to Adornit. Diana Markham stamps have become like the vintage of all vintage red rubber stamps. People are selling these stamps on eBay, on what they call that place, Marketplace, on social media, for like hundreds of dollars. A stamp that probably originally didn't even cost $10 is now being sold for hundreds of dollars. So, in the words of Felicia over at Bible Scraps, Diana Markham recipe stamps are truly, for real, red rubber rarities, and you paying like a deep price. Okay, Diana decided, because there was such a demand for people buying her red rubber recipe stamps at secondhand stores, Goodwills, and even across the social media, eBay, Facebook, Marketplace, all of those, she said, okay, I'll come back and reissue out my recipe stamps. So she teamed up with a company called Adornit out of Utah. And she's doing exclusive recipe stamps through this company. Now, some of these recipe stamps that she's releasing has already been previously released in red rubber. But then she also added some new illustrations, and she's releasing them through this company by way of Recipe Stamp Club. So you sign up for this $18 stamp that you should get once a month. And they did a launch, and they said that they showed us the first year, the first 12 stamps that will be released through this club. So you pay the $18, and shipping is included, which was, I guess they kind of call that free or whatever. But if you don't join the stamp club and you want to purchase the stamps, whichever ones you want, you can purchase them without being a club member, but you're going to purchase them at a higher price, and you have to pay shipping. I'm going to talk about that. All right. So I joined in the first month. And you all, I'm just now, 2 weeks ago, getting these stamps. When I say I'm not pleased, I'm really not pleased, okay? Now, They put out a little disclaimer that they was having manufacturing problems. It took them longer than what they thought for the manufacturer to produce the stamps, to get the stamps to them, and to put the stamps out. And I understand we really, like, still in a pandemic, and the world really hasn't gotten back to a sense of normalcy, right? But let me just say this. First of all, I discover, and this is just what I feel is what has went on. I feel that I was deceived. I feel that you were doing pre-orders. I feel you didn't put no order in to no manufacturer before you even launched this thing. I feel that they had us to come. They had us to sign up. They got our money start to be rolling every month. And then you went and put in an order. I'm not convinced that you had stock on hand before you took my money. And I'm not saying that you don't have a right to do that. But what I do feel is you should have told me these are pre-orders. Which tells me, Tina, you're going to put your money up first before they even had the stock in their hand. Then that's my decision to say whether or not I want to take that route. That's number one. That's just what I perceived. I don't like deception. Be straight up and forward with me. And I appreciate those companies and those businesses that tell me uphand, this is a pre-order. So I know I'm giving you my money and you haven't even ordered the inventory for what this item is. I appreciate that, because now it's up to Tina to say whether or not I'm going to give y'all my money and wait on it, or whether I'm just going to come back or go somewhere else. All right. So that's number one with Adornit. Customer service, 0. Very rude, very unprofessional, very in the kitchen like, girl, are you standing in your kitchen making some soup while you handling this customer service call? Because that's what it sounded like to me when I called. And then you want to make smart remarks. I don't appreciate that as a customer. And I voiced my opinion to them, you know, and I asked to speak to the manager. The manager was the supervisor, manager, whoever the lady's in charge. She was more rude than the girl that was actually call herself doing the customer service. It was like, why is, you know, I got the impression like they were irritated that somebody called in and said, well, you know, I signed up for this stamp this stamp club back on May 2nd, and here it is July 4th, and I don't have nothing, but y'all been getting my money. They both seemed very irritated that they were being questioned. And I had a problem with that. And I voiced that to them. Okay, so they had to remind me, well, you can't cancel the subscription until you fulfill 2 months. Girl, you done got you got 3 months of my money, plus I ordered the cookie jar and I ordered the cookie. And I don't have nothing. And it's July 4th, 5th, 6th, and I don't have nothing. Okay, so oh, it's coming. Oh, it's coming. We just haven't gotten it from the manufacturer. So then you need to stop taking money out of my account. Now, here's why this is a big issue to me, because you all know that rock with me, Tina does not order off the internet, right? So I have nice people, 2 people that I can rely on, that when I want something that's online, I can call them and say, hey, can you get this product for me? And it's no problem. They go right on, they order it from me, do what they need to do. And so I had one of them to sign me up all for this recipe stamp club. Now, here's the thing. I began to talk to her because I was frustrated that I really didn't get that. So I said, go check and make sure they taking money out your account. So she sent me proof, paperwork, whatever you want to call it, so I could see where the money was taken out, when the money was taken out. And what I discovered looking over this, what I didn't even know, and she didn't even think to tell me because she doesn't care. She give me whatever I want, order whatever I want at whatever cost. So I noticed that for the cookie stamp, which is outside of the stamp club, first of all, the stamp itself was one price, each one of the stamps. And then the shipping for each one of these was $10. These didn't come together. They came separate as two different purchases. And the shipping on this right here was $10. The shipping on this right here was $10. So not only did I pay $20 for shipping, I bought each one of these stamps separately, and this is how they came. This is their packaging. This is how they send the stuff. You all, this is a regular postage stamp. This is a regular envelope. And you charge me $10? Now, let me say this, because I know somebody asked the question, well, Tina, did you order it? I ordered them at the same time. Now, this is one thing that the young lady that ordered this, that did the ordering for me, we were dialoguing at the time that she placed the order on the phone. And I'm looking at my computer, she looking at hers. What I did not like about the whole process is you had to do 2 individual orders. So we did 3 orders that day. I ordered the cookie jar, I ordered the stamp. It didn't let me order it together, and then I had to go and try to figure out how to join the recipe club. So their whole process to me was difficult. It wasn't as go to the website, click on the word shop, and then go click on everything you want and put it in the basket, then hit go to checkout. It wasn't like that. You had to do each one of these things separately. So not only are y'all deceiving people, y'all robbing people. The devil. I'm just saying. Y'all robbing people. And this little cheap packaging, I'm not impressed. It wasn't no tissue paper. It wasn't no bubble wrap. It wasn't no nothing. Just this in the dry envelope. Really? Really? Okay, I just feel some kind of way about this club. All right, so then I end up getting the cookie jar, the honey bun. They start rolling in days after each other. So once again, you didn't have these products on hand. You waited until you got people's money, and then you put in a mass order, and then once you got it, you shipped it out. I'm not impressed. Now, this fruit salad was for May. This is the May subscription. I got it in July. This is the honey bun. The honey bun was the June subscription. I got it in July. Well, I take this back. I got this in August. I just got this a few days ago. The cookie jar, I ordered in June. The cookie I ordered in May. Same time as I signed up for the subscription, and I just got this in July. I'm not pleased, y'all. So now it's August. It's August, and I have not received my July stamp, which is Mom's Apple Pie. They got my money. I have not received that pumpkin bars from this month. They have my money, right? Took the money out the account, but I'm 2 months behind. I'm not pleased with these people. And if it wasn't for the fact that these are Diana's stamps and that I really like recipe type stamps, I would cancel. And really, to be honest with you, I'm still thinking about canceling. I'm just not pleased with nothing about this company. And I love me some Jill Norwood. I love Diana Markham's illustration, but I feel she did not choose the right company to sell her product. They are making her look bad. And I know she don't have anything to do with it. She's an excellent artist, illustrator. But you know what? She should have chosen a better company. That's what I'm going to say about these people, because they done made me mad. And the Bible says, get angry and sin not. And at this point, I feel a sin down in my spirit that I keep suppressing and rebuking when it comes to these people. I'm just saying. And my last thing, and I'm moving on, I prefer red rubber. Ain't nothing like red rubber. Now, I know this stuff's supposed to be next to the best, but honey, for all of this aggravation, I need some red rubber in my life. And I just really wish Diana would have chose a different company that could have gave us her stuff in red rubber. It did not have to be wood mount. It did not have to be put on a wood block. You can get red rubber unmounted, where you have, I don't know what it's called because I done got my adrenaline going and my pressure is rising. I can't think of words right now, but you know what I'm saying. You can get red rubber where you put it on the clear mount or whatever. I don't like these type of stamps anyway. And then you want to take me through the ringer, and then you want to be rude and disrespectful. Yeah, I'm not feeling these people. And I'm telling you, I feel like just stopping this subscription. But I really, really do want those recipe stamps. So I'm what you call, what my grandma would call, I'm what you call between a rock and a hard place. And God got to deal with my heart, because yeah, I feel a sin, but I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. All right, let's move on, because these right here, yeah, I don't like these people. Sorry, Jill. I am so sorry. Love me some Jill Norwood. And usually when Jill recommends something, you know, it's gold. But I'm just going to tell you, these people right here, do not, I'm just saying, do not order and you not in the stamp collection, because $10 for shipping in a regular size letter envelope with just a regular postage, $10, that's a rip off. The lady, she ripping us off. Let's just talk about it. She's ripping us off. And I need y'all to put in the comments what you feel. Now, I might get in trouble because Master Teacher probably call me and say, Tina, I'll take that whooping, and, you know, I listen to her because she like a mother to me. I respect what she say, but I'm not liking these people. I'm just saying, I'm not liking them. So, all right, that's that for that. Let's move to the next thing so I can get happy again. All right, I want to talk about this Magnolia magazine. Had never, ever purchased one, but y'all know I'm a magazine lover, and so I go into the stores and I purposely spend time in the stores looking through magazines. And if a magazine has at least a minimum of 3 articles or things that I like in that magazine, it's worthy enough for me to purchase it and bring it home. So then I start to have a discussion with my pocketbook, right? Tina, do you want this? Tina, do you want to pay this? Is this something that you're going to reread and get thought from, or what inspiration or whatever, right? So I like cooking magazines. I like crafting magazines. I just like magazines, right? All right. So Magnolia, I have visited and I have perused through their magazine many times, and I never went past one thing that was really like drawing me in. So I've never purchased this magazine until now. So I went in. This is the summer 2022 journal. They call their magazine a journal, not a zine, right? And so I went in perusing because we had the new Art Journal magazine coming out by Stampington, and then all the other Stampington magazines. It was time for some new versions, so I just wanted a sneak peek to see what I was going to get in my subscription. So like I always do, I ran across this magazine. So this is the summer edition, and those of you that rock with me and watch me do my journal in July, I used some photos out of this magazine. Remember those fruit ice cubes that I used? I cut that out of this magazine. Love, love, love. So magazines can be used for a lot of things, you all. right? Okay, so I want to talk about a few articles that got my attention in this magazine. And the first one coming up is Let Summer Flourish. So basically, the whole theme of this, what they call journal, summer journal, talks about flourishing and evolving. You know, just helping your mind, helping your body, your environment. So it was all about flourish, right? Evolving, making you a fresh, new, and a better person. So they had this survey in here because they says, here we celebrate this brief yet potent window of time with a list of 90 things that stirred the carefree and heart-lifting fun of the season. All right. And so they wanted you to go through and they give you like a suggestion list, like a bucket list, right, of things you could do for these 90 days in the summer season. So I went through and I saved this for the end. So I just filled this out like last week because basically I'm approaching the end of my summer. It's almost time to go back to work. And I wanted to see, had I done some of these things that they have on this bucket list, some of these things they have on this list to suggest that you do to help you enjoy the 90 days of summer. Out of 90 things, because they try to give you one thing to do per day, I had did 47 of the things. So just to name a few, take a road trip. These are the things that I did. Go treasure hunting at a flea market. I love doing that because I do junking. We call it junking in my family in the summertime. We do rummage sales, garage sales, estate sales, flea markets, all of that. So go treasure hunting at the flea market. Spend a whole day barefoot. That was easy. I probably did that the whole summer. Celebrate Christmas in July. Did do that. I spent the whole day outside, many days outside. I did drive with the window down and the radio turned up. It was the right radio, the right breeze, you know, not too hot, not too cool. And that song was ministering to me, whatever it was. Oh yeah, that radio came on up and the windows was down. I took a day trip somewhere new. I did do that. I did do a lot of days phone free. I just cut the phones off. I don't want to talk to nobody. Just no phone. Listen to the birds sing. I love laying in the morning between 3 and 4 o'clock before I get ready to go and do the 4:30 prayer line. I love just listening to birds chirp and sing. Woke up early, watched the sunrise, blocked out one day where you put nothing on the calendar. I don't have nothing scheduled to do. I could just do whatever. I did that. So these are just some of the things that they have in this article. I thought this was a nice article and it was fun to do. So that caught my attention in this magazine. Let's move on to the next one. This one is for you and for you alone. All right. What if you did something just because it delights you? Not because it serves some great purpose, not because it's needed or useful or required by someone else. Stop. Stop in the middle of a day and do something outside of your norm. Simply because it lifts you out of a routine and makes you feel so bright and alive. Do something just for you and you alone. So this article right here is talking about just self-care, self-love. Let's just stop. And how many of us have filled our lives, or our lives are filled on everything or everybody around us? Our days are packed because we got to do this for John. We got to do this for Tiffany. We got to do this for Lisa. Jeffrey need this, right? But it's nothing for us. So this article talks about self-love, doing something just for you, right? All right. So I want to read some of these inserts to you of what people wrote. A dad was making dinner for his family. In the middle of stirring, he remembered how his mom would set tiny bowls of candy next to their dinner plates before it was even dessert, and how it made those nights feel like a celebration. He found some little glass bowls and filled them. When the kids were running to the table, he closed his eyes for just a minute and gave thanks. Do something special that someone once did for you. All right, so you passing on a special moment. This is how we make memories. I really love that little insert because it spoke to me. And I often have done things with my own personal family, my husband and my son, simply because it was done towards me as a child. And that's how I built memories with my son and memories with my husband and my family. So I really love this one right here. Do something special that someone once did for you. That's like passing down traditions. And I was just talking to one of my friends, and we were talking about the fact that a lot of traditions that we were raised on, that has been passed down from our families, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, we're losing a lot of those traditions because this new generation, yeah, they not cooking nothing. They microwaving everything or eating out in the restaurant. This new generation, they half of them don't even have kitchen tables. They to eat together, that's not even heard of anymore. So stop and take time and just do something that because it was done to you. All right. I want to read you another one. A boy was in full sprint, running so fast the neighbor's dogs was howling at his heels, and you could hear his laughter rise above them. A woman watched from her yard. She couldn't remember the last time she ran wild. She decided it was time. Surprise yourself. Do something with abandon. All right, so do something that you just stopped doing. You don't even have a reason why you stopped doing it, but you just stopped doing it, but you know it brought you joy. Has that happened to anybody? Life changes. Life is ever evolving. Life is ever moving on. But just because life is moving on doesn't mean you can't take time to do that one little thing that was so minute, that is so minute right now in your life, but it was major at the time and it brought you joy. Try doing it. All right. So this was all about you and you alone, doing something for yourself. Right. And so I thought that was, I want to read this last one because I really like this article. A designer sat at his desk creating an ad for a client. Before he painted his work, he decided to add one last thing: his wife's name. Barely prescribable, hidden in the flourish of a design, he hid the name of the person he loved the most. Bury a treasure so you can find it again one day. Have you all ever done that? That one right there was powerful. How this man, even though he was working, he was on task, but he took the time to bury a hidden treasure in that painting that only he would be able to recognize and to know that it's there. Have you ever done that? Have you ever hidden something just so later on you can go back and find it? I have done that. Not intentionally, unintentionally. I have hidden something, and when I rediscovered it or found it, I should say, when I say happy was I felt that one right there. So this magazine was speaking to me, y'all. I just want to tell y'all about it. Maybe one day you'll get it. All right, y'all know I'm a foodie. So here's the third thing. Now I'm thinking I could take this magazine home because this is the third thing, and it was about the Great Fry Debate. Now I need y'all to hit that comment section and tell me if y'all are a French fry lover. I'm a potato period lover. I can eat them boiled, baked, sauteed, fried. I don't care. I love me some potatoes, right? French fry is at the top of my list. And my favorite fry of all times, I don't care what nobody else say, is McDonald's fries. I don't eat McDonald's, y'all. It's been years and years since I eat McDonald's. But I will hit that McDonald's drive-thru and get me some fries. That's basically what I like from McDonald's now. All right, so they have this article about the great fry debate. If it isn't too bold, we like to suggest French fries are one of the greatest foods of all times. Whether eaten at a restaurant or drive-thru or homemade in your own kitchen, cut long and skinny or short and curly, dipped or not dipped in a sauce, French fries hold a special place in our hearts and equally our taste buds. So we set out on a quest to find what makes French fries such a favorite food. And here's what we discovered. There isn't just one thing, there are many. Everyone has their own distinct perspective on what makes them great. Here we've collected recipes, techniques, opinions that rose to the top and show how much possibility a single potato holds. Y'all, because I'm telling you, you can cook that potato in so many ways. So the people have spoken, and guess which style of fry was the most popular out of the skinny, the steak, the curly, the crinkle, and the waffle. The skinny fry beat 25%. All right, the least liked was the waffle fry. I could take a waffle or leave a waffle. It don't matter to me. But that skinny fry, like the ones at McDonald's, I knew that was going to be the winner because that's my favorite. Okay, are you a dipper? It talks about a dipper. You like mustard, ranch, ketchup, barbecue sauce. I don't have to dip my fries. A good potato don't need no sauce to me. That's just how it is. And then they have the crunchy bar here. How crunchy do you like it? Okay, what makes a French fry great? Crisp golden brown on the outside, soft and fluffy on the inside, well salted, good dipped. I don't need a dip, but I do want it salted. And I like the crispy golden brown on the outside and soft and fluffy on the inside. So these are just some of the things that people said. A little crunch, a little smush, and a little salt. Fluffy interior, salty and hot. Oh, and ketchup. Again, I don't need ketchup, so I agree with the first commenter with the crispy golden brown on the outside, soft and fluffy on the inside, and well salted. Then they talk about the classic fry. They gives us a recipe, Russell potatoes, kosher salt, vegetable or peanut oil, and then just tells you how to cut it up. These are so many ways to slice them. There are so many ways to slice them. So you got the crinkle, you got the steak, you got the curly, the waffle, the classic, and the skinny. I love this article, and I keep going back to it. And then here's the toss and the dips again. So they just talk about different dips and different things you could toss your fries in. Feta fries. I've never had feta fries, but this here article calls me to try feta fries because I do like feta cheese. It wasn't nothing to call home about. It's not like every time I go in there and have make my own fries, I'm gonna put feta on it. It was okay. I did not try the rosemary. Vinegar fries, I didn't even want to entertain that thought. I do season my fries sometimes with garlic powder. And I'll take that and put it on there. So I do like that. And then, I just want a classic fry. So that article was the article that said, yeah, I might want to take this home with me. Okay, let's go further in this into this magazine. So remember I told you this magazine issue theme was all about flourishing, being the best person that you could be, all about self-care and things like that. So this here section talks about they see that I am who I am and I feel confident. So these are different different little short articles of people that's giving a description of something that has happened in their life that they had to cope with, that they had to come to grips with, and they talk about, how they end up finding joy and peace within themselves. This article right here is about a man who was in the military. I don't dwell on the past because I can't change it. Tavis Miles. I was on my third tour of duty in Afghanistan when I stepped on an IED and an explosive device and lost 3 of my limbs. On my 25th birthday, the doctors woke me up out of my medical sedation to tell me I had lost my 4th. My wife was 23 years old, and I told her she could leave, actually. I told her she should leave, but she told me this is something we do together. I had doctors and nurses who worked on me for 14 hours straight because they believed my life mattered. I have so many friends who didn't make it back home to their families and their loved ones. And I think how lucky I am to make it to the situation I'm in. So I stopped trying to figure out why this happened to me, and I start living. Just grateful I got to. I'm the same guy, same personality, and I don't look at myself as any different. The biggest compliment I get is when I reunite with people from my past who say I'm the same guy I was before. I say, yes, I am. Unless it's a school teacher or something, then I say, hey, I'm sorry. I'm working on it. I don't dwell in the past because I can't change it. I just reminisce on what I had, and I keep going knowing I have more ahead. Out of all of these articles, this one touched me the most because you all know I lost my son. I needed to read this. I needed to hear this. Don't dwell, Tina, on the fact that he's gone. Don't dwell on what happened, on how he left here, but dwell on good things, right? Put my mind on things, on what we had, good memories, even some shaky memories. Don't dwell on the fact that he's gone and how he left. It doesn't matter, because you have to keep continuing on with your life. And so I needed to hear when he says, I don't dwell on the past because I can't change it. I would never be able to change the fact that my son is gone. It was the will on his life. God knew that that day was going to happen when he placed him in my womb, right? Before I even had laid eyes on my baby boy, God already knew the plans on his life and what was going to take place. So don't dwell on the past. I can't change it. I just remember on what I had, all of the precious memories that I had with him, and I keep going knowing that I have more ahead. So this, okay, this was in my cart. Okay, I really need to get this get this magazine. All right, we are beautiful works in progress. I don't care what we have accomplished, right? I don't care what we feel that we haven't accomplished. We are still works in progress. There's room to improve our lives every day. Whether you feel you got all your I's dotted, your T's crossed, it's still something else that you can improve. So that makes us all works in progress. So they have this this little journal type thing that they recommend for you to fill out. Even when you feel like you are failing to thrive, it's not a necessarily time to change course. This is often when good things are taking root. Sometimes the feeling of thriving in every day can be a matter of perspective. Day after day, if it seems as though life is just continuing to happen, perhaps it's a chance to slow and see what you can learn from experiences, good and bad, big and small. Of course, when everything is going well, it can feel easy to figure out what is working. But even in the seasons when you feel stuck, a willingness to write down the experiences or just pen them in your mind as an observation gain can be needed reminder that you are still growing and that thriving might be just around the bend. So they just encourage you to journal Like, what's going on in your life? And I know for a fact that this does work. I am a journaler, I am a writer, and it helps me to reflect. I am where I am today, you all, because of my journaling and because of my reflection. All right, when I was at this injunction before, let me read about how did I handle this? How did I approach this intersection? Because I'm right here again, and yeah, I don't want to crash this time. I want to cross this intersection, and I want to be whole. So I go back, I reflect, and that helps me with how I deal with the situation currently. So this is all this is talking about. I thought this was good, and yeah, this was like, I really think I want this magazine this time. But this is the closing factor, and I'm through talking about this. This poem right here is so touching. I have revisited this poem at least a dozen times since I bought this magazine. And I think I bought this magazine in June. All right, here we go. It starts with a seed. You're like the seed from which a plant grows. Almost everything you need to be fully who you are is already inside of you, waiting for the things that nurture you, the things that bring you to life. Somewhere in some corner of the world sits a seed. Maybe it's tucked in a pocket of last year's season's coat, or disregarded in the bottom of an otherwise empty hardware store pocket, or dropped and left alone on the floor of a garden shed. Wherever it is, it sits there containing within it almost all of the necessary pieces to grow, to burst out of the ground into the beautiful plant it was made to be. But it will need nurture, to be planted in good soil, to be given water, sunshine, and shade. Then time to wait and watch as what always been becomes the fullness of what it was made to be. And somewhere in some corner of the world sits you. Maybe you're on a park bench getting ready to make your next move, or at your kitchen table after a hard conversation, or in front of your computer with minutes and hours and days of work left to do. Wherever you are, you sit there containing within you almost all the necessary pieces to grow, to burst forth into the beautiful person you were made to be. You will need nurture, to be put in places that make you come alive, to be given space to sort it all out, tools to learn and grow and be, then time to wait and watch as what you've always been becomes the fullness of who you were made to be. This right here sold this magazine to me. I wanted to share that with my YouTube family. It all started with a seed. So my craftiness, this channel, and all of the paper crafts and mixed media stuff I made, it all started with a seed. And as I've said before, that seed was planted by my great-great-grandmother. Also by my Sunday school teacher as a little bitty girl. She came along and she watered the seed that Granny had already planted into me. And she came and she cultivated it. She nurtured it. And so you all, this magazine touched me and helped me in so many ways this summer. I just wanted to share it with you. All right. Now, I know this video done went too long. I'm finna get off of here. These are my newest little purchases. I was invited to a crafting little birthday party from a new person that I met just being out at the Joanne Fabrics, and then we bumped into each other at both of the Hobby Lobbies in my area, and so we just began to talk. Very, very new crafty friendship, and so she had reached out to me and wanted to invite me to come to her craft birthday party. Wow. my little craft birthday party, she put me to shame. I mean, she had demonstrators there. She had people there, like vendors. It was really, really nice. Um, it was organized nice. I didn't feel no pressure like COVID out here, and I was scared. I mean, she had everything so organized, and she had her guests come in at different times to come celebrate her birthday with her. And so it was like 10 of us, 10 people increments, where you can be able to look at the different vendor stuff, take your time. It was not crowded. And we did make and takes with her. And what her thing was, making Christmas cards for veterans and senior citizens in nursing homes, right? And so she had us to make a card series of 6 cards, as like, I called it a make and take, but it wasn't a make and take because I made it, but I didn't take it. So those cards that we made in honor of her birthday, when Christmas time comes, she would send those cards to veterans, and she would send them to people that's in nursing homes through some type of organization she was sharing. So it was really heartfelt. So these are 2 purchases, 3 purchases, well, 2 purchases, and one of them I got as a thank you, like, kind of gift, right? So you was able to go to your favorite table. It was 7 vendors there, and you got a chance to pick out one item that was your thank you gift that she paid for from whichever table you want. So I got one of these free. And then there was games along the way that she had us playing, and I won one, right? So, and then this is what I purchased. Okay, so what I purchased is this Tim Holtz icicle crackle paste and snowfall grit. I've always wanted to kind of work with it and use it. I never had the opportunity, so this is my chance to get it. I had to pay no shipping, no taxes, none of that. So I bought those 2, and then this is what my free gifts. So I got the crackle paint translucent from Tim Holtz, and then I got the crackle paste translucent from Tim Holtz. So these are all things for my mixed media stuff, so I'm excited about that. And I just really, really enjoyed her birthday party. It was like a 45-50 minute drive. I'll just say an hour, because I did stop. I got a little breakfast. I took my time. It was in Indiana, which is 1 state over from Illinois. And so I just took my time and followed my little GPS, and I'm really, really glad that I went. And so I have a new crafty friend. She doesn't do videos, but I've been talking to her because she can really craft. Oh my goodness. She had a whole display of different projects and stuff that she's made. Cards, journals, and big old poster-like paintings. It was beautiful. It was a nice experience. All right, I've been on here too long. Y'all probably didn't drop me. I probably don't have no views on this video, but I hope I do, because this magazine touched me, and I had to talk about that Diana Markham. Now, I love me some Jill Norwood, but Jill, I really wish that Diana would have chose a different company, because they not doing her no justice. They really not. And I love her her illustrations and her stamps, but I really wish they was on red rubber. But even in that, I could be okay with just this, but it's just the whole attitude and, yeah, the lateness of it. So I'm kind of disappointed, but that's water under the bridge. All right, till next time, you all stay blessed, keep creating, leave me some comments, and let me know what y'all think about the things that I talked about in this video: the magazine, the Adornit, and then, yeah, these products I can't wait to use. Till next time, you all, love you, have a great day.